walk me through what you went through in your mind?
Absolutely. I was judging every single routine that we performed, obviously checking the start values, make sure those are correct, see what our execution is in line with what the rest of the international scene looks like. So I was keeping track of pretty much everything in real time and going through different scenarios in my head. Are we not going to make it to the Olympic Games? Is my quad over? Are we going to pack it up, or are we going to turn this thing around? And just seeing the fight that this team had, which is, what we try to pride ourselves on, to never give up. And it was good to get through vault. Is when things started to look a little bit different for me in my mind.
The theme kind of throughout this entire qualification process has been redemption. Brazil came in and they were the bottom of the standings, and now at the end of last night they were sitting in third. The same thing for the U.S. They came in, they were the bottom of the standings, and now they've worked their way up. Did you say anything to them about how low they were and if they didn't turn it around, or did they just feel that themselves?
No, they figured it out on their own, and that's something where it's a delicate situation at that time, right? There's a lot of feelings, there's a lot of emotions going on, and to be able to rely on your training and step up and execute what you're capable of doing, I think vault kind of settled that in. It's a very easy event for us. We all have the same start value at 5.2, right? And that you're going to hit it. It's not like you're going to have a major mistake unless something awful happens, right? So I think that was a good reset button for us to roll into the last two events after that.
Going into high bar, Akash was sitting as the second U.S. for the men's all-around, as I'm sure you know. And whether it was Sam's success or his mistake, however you want to look at it, has now flipped that table to where Sam is now above. What were you nervous about that for all-around for us, or were you just content knowing that we would have had two guys in it no matter what?
Honestly, the all-around final didn't even cross my mind, whether we had one guy or two guys or no guys or whatever. It was about, finishing the job, and that is qualifying to the Olympic Games. And in my mind, it was on the last two events, we need 6 more hits, we have 6 more hits. I was really excited for Akash specifically because he had a great meet up until that mistake on high bar, and he was first up on 3 events, starting the team off with a solid hit routine, which was incredible. He's had some mistakes in the past, and to see him kind of find his stride, I think maybe, I haven't talked to him yet, but maybe he started thinking about the all-around final before he went up on high bar, because we were sitting in a pretty good, comfortable position as far as Olympic qualification. So I don't know. We'll find out when I talk to him later.
Is that something you normally do, is go and talk to everybody and say, here's what happened, what was going through your mind, like how can I help, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the athlete. Some need some cool off time. Some are ready to chat all night about the experience and how cool it was and everything in between. So you really have to have some kind of an emotional intelligence, right, to figure out what that athlete needs at that time. And I haven't had the opportunity to really interact with each individual yet. But we'll see. I'll take the pulse and figure out what we need to do as a team to go out there and do what I know we are capable of doing, which is hitting routines.
So heading into team final and making lineups, when Sam did his podium training floor, it was the best floor routine I've ever seen him do, and then he went out today and he was not even close on 2 elements, landing them directly onto his backside. So when you go in to make routines, are you looking at their potential and then what they could do, or who's going to hit?
Well, going into the 3-up, 3-count lineup, you obviously have to take into consideration all of the above. But ultimately, it's the average, right? It's what they've been doing over the course of not just this year, but the last 2 years, 2.5 years, and trust that that's what you're going to get out of them, right? You're not going to get the best ever, and you're not going to get the worst ever. It's somewhere in between, and what does that in between look like, and is it going to be good enough, right? So that's what we're going to look at heading into team finals, and I trust that these guys will figure it out. We've done everything right until this competition, and so we can't really blame the preparation, right? It's just the mental approach at this point. We got to get out of our own way and raise our hand and do what we're capable of doing. And some guys did that today, which is awesome. And obviously some guys did not, which is a learning experience. Now let's just put it all together for team final.
Did the changes with Dennis affect anything going into Worlds?
No. It, actually brought us closer together as a team. We have a job to do. We had all our ducks in a row to get it done, and now it's just executing.
A little about Yule's performance specifically, especially in light of where he was earlier this summer.
I think Yule is trending up. I know he had a fall, uncharacteristic fall on pommel horse on a move that I've seen him do a million times. And that's true with a lot of the mistakes today we've seen do successfully a million times. But he looks healthy. He looks happy. He has that energy, that pride. I loved seeing him start on the last 3 events, with his chin up, and his chest is open, and he's just like, come on, green light, green light. A lot of us were saying that, right? Just like, show the green light. It would have been nice to know that we were going to alternate with Japan before we went out there, so we could have prepared. But it is what it is. We got every curveball thrown at us today. So hopefully we are even that more prepared for team final.
Last question. Are you excited that Brett's spreadsheets have their own Twitter account now?
Brett's spreadsheets
spreadsheets are a thing.
It's the McClure method.
McClure method.
It's been named.
Does there need to be a quality check from me to make sure?
Yeah, make
that,
a spreadsheet about your spreadsheet account.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, maybe I need to make sure that it lives up to the spreadsheet name. Wow. Well, news to me. Yeah,
Thank
send me that
you.
link. I'd like to see it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.